Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Casks-n-Que, or Whiskey and Barbecue Meat. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd, and today I have a special guest with me. It's Double A.
What's going on, everybody?
So what we're going to do today is do a blind taste test of Talisker 10 compared to Talisker Storm. We're going to let Al roll first on this one and see if we can pick up the difference and which one we like better. So stick around. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. So like I said earlier, we have, I bought the Talisker 10 just today, as a matter of fact, and Double A had purchased the Talisker Storm a week or two ago, and we just wanted to compare these two. These are both Islay Scotches, so they're gonna have a little bit of peat, the smoke, but I don't think that they're quite as overpowering as, say, like a Laphroaig or an Ardbeg or something like that. So we're going to roll into these. We're going to do a blind taste test. I got two Glencairns over here. I'll set off to the side. I'm going to pour one in each. So I'll be the only one that knows which one is which. And we're going to see what Double A here thinks about each one of them and which one he likes better. We'll be right back.
It's my favorite sound right there. There it was again.
Okay, we're ready, buddy.
All right, we ready? All right.
So we're going to get a nose, see what old Double A thinks on the nose and on the palate. And take your time.
I mean, that right there, it's really nice looking. The color is
Yeah, it's kind of
really
golden,
nice.
isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Forms real nice around the rim of the glass, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a different, really, you said it just a minute ago when you mentioned the Ardbeg. It's really kind of got a smell like that.
Yeah.
So that's going to
That
kind of scare me a
smokiness.
little bit.
Yep.
It's kind of a medicine-y type.
Medicinal, like iodine.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so. But you can definitely smell the smoke on it.
Yeah. And Al's not a huge, like, he's just kind of getting into whiskey
yes.
a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah. Most definitely.
I started off with Scotch 10 years ago. So a good story about learning how to, tolerate certain scotches. My wife took me for my birthday to a bar called 109 and Company here in Little Rock, Arkansas. And for my birthday, she got me a flight of whiskeys, like from different regions, like Speyside, Highland, and, Islay. And I really wanted to like Laphroaig and Lagavulin, which I love now. But when I got them on that flight, my God, I thought it was just like somebody took a burnt Band-Aid, drug it through a campfire,
Yes.
and then,
I
squeeze the juices out. And
I
then
tried
that
my
was
first Ardbeg the other night, and I think I texted you, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, and now I love that stuff. So anyway.
Just go ahead. Let's get
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Try
do it.
It doesn't hit as hard It's got a little bit of a. It does have a little bit of an aftertaste to it, but it's not.
So like the nose is more, profound than what
you think it's going to hit a little bit harder than what it actually does. But
Yeah.
it coats, and you do get a little bit of a citrus flavor. It does. I mean, it coats and it goes down really well.
So it's like the viscosity on it is
It's
good. Like it has good
good.
legs. I can see teardrops run down the glass.
Yeah, you can see it right here, and I mean, the way that it's forming around the glass is the way it kind of forms.
Yeah, like
around
the
palate
mouthfeel.
and just goes down really, really smooth. I really like that.
Okay. Do you need a glass of water or anything to?
Yeah, I just need a little bit more.
A little more whiskey.
More whiskey. That's
Okay.
very, very smooth.
Okay.
It doesn't have much. That one actually smells a little bit cleaner than the.
Cleaner.
It's
Elaborate.
got a little bit. Well, it just doesn't have the pungency of it.
Oh, okay.
That one's got a little bit more smoke to it. It's got a little bit more.
This one does.
It's got a little bit more heat, whichever one that one is.
Okay.
But this one does not have the medicine-y feel to it at all. It
More
doesn't-
tempered
it doesn't
down?
Taste, yeah, it doesn't.
Like a
doesn't
calmer
feel
version?
Like you've got describing it with a Band-Aid. It's just it's much calmer than what this one was.
Okay.
You still got some of the same fruity type flavors in it. You can still smell a little bit of a
So you're picking
pepper
up.
to it.
So pepper and fruit.
I do have a little bit of fruit into it. That one hits you a little bit more.
Like the
That one's got a
ABV,
little
like
bit of
it
a-
has.
That's got a little bit more kick to it.
Okay.
It does have a little bit more.
Do you think it's the alcohol burn or is it like a pepper?
It's more of an alcohol burn on that one.
Okay.
That is more of a. You can taste that it's got a little bit more alcohol by volume. It feels a little higher on it.
Okay.
So it is going to hit you a little bit on that one. But I do like it. I mean, I still really enjoy the flavor. It coats really well. Got good viscosity on it. It goes down very, very smooth. I really like it. That tastes.
Like compared to an Ardbeg, do you like this better than Ardbeg?
Much better than that.
Okay.
It's not like eating a Band-Aid after it's been on somebody for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, at my house a month or so ago, we had a small gathering, and I gave you some Lagavulin. Do you remember drinking that?
I do.
And I was shocked that you liked it,
I
right?
loved it. I loved it.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, he's going to hate this shit.
Oh no, it's fantastic. It is really good.
That's really interesting. So which one do you think you like better?
I think I like the second one better.
The one that has a little more kick to it?
I think I like that one a little bit more. It just.
What makes it, what
I personally, I like the smoky flavor. I like when you hit it.
but not the iodine Band-Aid.
I do not like
that part.
I don't like the medicine part of it.
Yeah.
But I love feeling the smoke flavor. I love that when it hits the mouth, when it hits the back of the throat.
Okay, Frank the Tank.
That's what she says. Yeah, when it hits the lips, it's just. I mean, it's.
That's right.
But it really is good, and I really think that if I had my choice, if I was going to pick,
Yeah.
if you want me to go ahead and make a pick,
I do. Yeah. Which one do you think you would?
I'm going to say that the second one is the Talisker 10, and I'm going to say that the first one was the Storm.
Look at the big brains on Brad. You're exactly
Did I nail
right.
it?
You did. Good job.
There we go. Hey.
But that's not to mean one is better than the other. It's just a personal preference, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what any of it is about.
Yep.
You hit your own flavor, and really, in all honesty, I think it's kind of like in life. It's screw whatever
Everybody else thinks.
If you like it,
you like it. Yeah. Drink your whiskey how you like, that kind of thing. All right, so Al's had his turn, so I'm going to do the same, and we'll be right back. All right, so it's my turn. One thing I love about Scotch, man, is the marketing. I don't know if you follow the Dutchess of Islay on Instagram. I've sent her a few messages because I thought she was like an ambassador for Talisker at first. And so I had some questions about Talisker, and I sent her a message and found out she has a website, and she's phenomenal. You need to go follow her. She has a Facebook page. I want to say she's on TikTok as well. I don't know about YouTube, but she has this badass whiskey room. I think she's out on the East Coast somewhere, of course in the States. I don't know how many bottles she has, but it looks like a library of whiskey. It's unbelievable.
We need to find that.
Huh?
We need to find that.
No, it's not creepy at all. But anyway, back to the marketing. I just think it's so cool the way they market stuff. Bourbon doesn't seem to have that down quite yet, in my opinion. They do marketing, of course, but maybe just not the same way as Scotch, and that's just kind of always appealed to me. But it's always these containers like this. I just think it's really cool. Kind of has an elegant look to it. Awesome photography and graphics, and the wording that they put on the back to tell you what you should experience when you drink the whiskey. Kind of leads you in a certain direction when you're drinking the whiskey. So I did my best anyway on this one to not really read anything. I think Al mentioned that he had read some stuff. I just kind of want to go into this blind. I've had Talisker before, but it was a long time ago, and I'm just now revisiting it. So I'm excited to try this. So I'll go ahead and look the other way and watch a basketball game while Al does the honors.
I'm going to pour it up here. Give you a little bit of...
And don't forget which is which.
Well, I know. Might be a problem.
Yeah. Because this could mess me up for life if I decide I like one and it was actually the other one.
All right, we're ready.
All right. Okay, so I'll start right here. Good golden color. A little bit of difference on both. This one seems to be a little bit darker. Not by much. And like the peats per million or whatever it is, the peat, I don't even know what that is really. I've heard some people talk about it on other whiskey reviews. I'm not there yet. I'm more of a Speyside guy to begin with. I'll probably get bashed, but I love Macallan. Probably the best Scotch I've had to date. I had the Macallan 25 for free one time. But that was when I first started getting into whiskey, or into Scotch. So it's not really a fair comparison, but just for context, like my favorite Scotch that I've ever bought is Glendronach 18 Allardyce. Which is amazing. So here we go. Oh gosh, that smells so good.
It really, they both got great smell.
It's like a campfire in the distance.
It is.
Reminds me of like sitting around a campfire, like not the bad kind of campfire that the smoke follows you and no matter where you go, it's always in your damn face. It's not that. It's like the coals have burned down and you just get the whiff.
Mm-hmm.
Salt. So it's not like a briny. I mean, inherently, I know it's an Islay, right? So whether or not that's like a placebo or not, I don't know. But it reminds me a little bit of an Oban, like Oban 14, that briny type of smell. And you've had that one,
yeah. I had that one.
To me, there's not much of a difference. If you told me this was in the Oban line, I probably would believe it. But there's definitely more smoke than that. Let's look at the legs on this guy. Just nice and slow, long legs. I don't know that I get a lot of fruit. It's brininess, it's smokiness. There might be, okay, now that you mention it, there might be like, sometimes when you make an old fashioned, like some bartenders will take the orange peel and burn it.
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
That's exactly what
like
I was talking about.
Peel.
Kind of a citrusy, a burned citrusy.
Yeah,
citrusy type.
yeah, but not bad. Like it not stinky. Just kind of like the
definitely not
sugars
stinky.
on the peel. Yeah, yeah, you know, kind of caramelized. Yeah, so those are, I guess, smoke, salt, the sweetness from the orange peel. I think those are the three things that I'm really getting out of this. So let's go for the palate. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. Mouth coating, the viscosity that you see in the glass translates to the mouthfeel. But it doesn't just, it's not oily, but it's mouth coating at the same time and not watered down.
Right.
Kind of like in between the
Right.
two. The citrus pops at the back end to me. That just popped out. Sweet, smoky, a combination of citrus and sweetness in the back. It's kind of like just, the word that comes to mind is like a descriptive word for this particular pour is balanced. Like it doesn't, it's like the smoke complements the sweetness.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
There you go, Frank the Tank.
I like it a lot.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah. Delicious. I would keep this in the stocked in the bar at all times. All right, let's go to the next one.
Did that have any type of medicine taste to it? Did it? Okay.
Nope. Now that I look for it, maybe a little bit, because it's still
Right.
lingering. Okay, this is gonna sound bad. Now that you brought it up, I don't know if you led me to that taste, and I wouldn't have noticed it if he wouldn't have, otherwise. Do you know when you're drinking like when you're sick and you drink the green NyQuil,
Yes.
and
Yes.
if you're really stopped up, you can barely taste it, but it's kind of unpleasant,
But
like
it's
at the
there.
top of your
It's
throat in the
there.
back.
It's there.
Yes. Okay, I found it.
It's there.
For sure it is. I have a little bit of a stopped up nose right now, as a matter of fact. So.
It's not horrible.
No.
It's just there is a.
I wouldn't have even noticed it, honestly.
There's a
if
hint of it there.
It's a hint. That's a good word for it. On to the next one. So this one seems to be a little bit lighter in color, but not much. I mean, if I just glance quickly, I would say it's the exact same color, The legs on it. Man, those legs might even be a little bit slower than the other. I don't know. That's not fine.
They both coat the glass. Really
Yeah, look at
well.
that. I mean, it's just teardrops. Really slow. Okay, let's go to the nose. Oh, I like this nose better already. There's brown sugar. There's plums, like dark fruit. The smoke isn't even on the front end.
No.
This one is more of a luxurious. Don't get me wrong, this one is delicious. I'm not saying which one's which here.
Went straight to it.
Sorry. Holy crap. This one doesn't have that alcohol. Like I mean, I like high proof stuff, high ABV. So I don't usually complain or even really mention the alcohol. As I drank this one, I may have noticed a little bit, but so far back in the back of my mind that I didn't even think it was worthy of mentioning. But this one is just.
It doesn't have the. Did that one have the aftertaste? Do you have the same?
You have the
get
same
the same-
viscosity. It's good mouthfeel. It's coating. It's mouth coating. I'm still thinking about it. It's different. I think it's more complex than the other one. citrus and dark fruit. I didn't know that was really possible, but I'm getting it. The smoke comes through on the back end. Gosh, that's just it's almost, I don't want to say delicate.
It still packs a little bit of a punch, but it's not a...
I want to say I would like it if this had a little more, I mean, I feel like this one had a little bit more ABV than this one. Maybe I'm wrong. And this one, man, I know this isn't a sherried whiskey, or there's no time in sherry butts with these, I don't think. I'll have to double check. Maybe it's just the sweetness I'm picking up in the dark fruits, because sometimes sherry, and dark fruit can be kind of one and the same. Well, not the same, but they can be close, similar.
They both have a great taste.
Mm-hmm. I like this one better.
All right, well, let's go.
I took a bigger sip that time, so there is more alcohol than what I thought, because I'm getting a little burn.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that delivers the flavor a little bit better. Originally, I thought it was this one, but maybe I was just taking too small of a sip. I mean, I was barely drinking any. This one, I feel it's more rich. It's lingers longer. Like there's the Kentucky hug. I still feel a little bit of that hug on this one. The orange and the sweetness and I want to say floral maybe a little bit, but I want to say there's like a bouquet type
Yes.
something there. And I'm looking for that NyQuil flavor, and it's not there at all. Yeah. I don't know what this one was, but I'm going to guess and say that was the 10.
You would be wrong.
Whoa!
That one was
I like the Storm better.
the Storm. It does not have the NyQuil. It doesn't have the medicinal flavor there, but it still packs the heat.
Yeah.
You've still got a little bit of a punch there, and I really like that one. If I was going to choose both of them, I mean, they're both delicious.
They're both really, really good.
They're both really good.
And it's the distinguishing factors are just marginal almost, to where if you didn't have them side by side, like somebody gave you one drink of this and then a few hours a drink of this and told you it was the same thing, you might not notice a difference, like in a social setting.
Yeah, if you were just drinking it and
yeah,
a couple hours in,
yeah,
got that way down in your whiskey, then you probably wouldn't be able to really taste that much of a difference. But just right there, and it's interesting if you hold up the bottles, if you're looking at them, the coloring. This one's a little darker.
Yeah.
This one's lighter. I mentioned about the lighter color.
which makes sense. 10 years versus I don't know what the age is, a non-age statement. And like I said, I didn't do a lot of research or read, because I just wanted to taste it and make a decision with no preconceived notions. But I would say that's probably an 8-year-old. Maybe it's a mix of some of their younger 8, 10, and maybe they bring in some 18 in there. I don't know how they blend this or how they age it. But it's phenomenal. Damn, that surprises me.
It's good. It's good.
Because normally I'm an age snob. Normally it's the older the better, but that's not always the case. Non-age statement, I know that's a big controversy. It is in the bourbon world as well, but that's just kind of the way, and especially in Scotch world, because that really matters in Scotch, right? Scotland gets so many of its barrels from the Ozarks, ex-bourbon casks. You'll see it like on the Balvenie. Like their 12, for instance, Balvenie 12. It says on the back of the box, which is, well, I say the box, the label. I mean, what's on the label is kind of the contract between the consumer and the distiller, right? So, and it says, oak, former bourbon oak charred barrels. If I'm not mistaken, it's white oak. So I say all that to say, normally I like to know exactly where my Scotch came from, what the age is, and the only reason for that is because of the market. I think that if you're drinking a Scotch that's $75, I mean, that's not cheap by most.
No, it's not. It's,
Middle class people. I mean, if I'm spending $75 to $100 on a bottle of Scotch, I want to know how old it is. I want to know the truth behind it, not just some marketing gimmicky name. Although I do like Storm, I think that's kind of cool.
yeah, that was when you were talking about the marketing. The box, the bottle is what really kind of drew me to that one.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you say that.
The Ardbird, it came in a barbecue.
Yes, I have that bottle as a matter of fact.
Came in a barbecue box or tin.
Yep, our buddy Eric Miller got that for me for my birthday. And I love it.
Drew me to me. It drew me to that.
Yeah.
And so it's those types of things matter. And man, I wish it was better on the palate than.
It is what it is. I mean, that's funny.
But I'm going to keep it around. I mean, I'm not throwing it away.
Oh hell no. So like what value? How much did you pay for the Storm?
I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I want to say it was like $60.
Okay. I paid. This was retail $71.99 at our local.
It may have been around the same price.
Yeah. So that makes me think that, I mean, if this one is about the same price, does that mean that there's some older whiskey in this? I mean, that's funny because when I drank this one, it felt more luxurious and older. It just felt like it had more to offer. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can enlighten us in the comments below. So I think that, do you have anything to add?
Well,
let's talk about value some more. So, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. I paid, like I said, I paid $71. You paid about $60, so $11, $12, $13 difference.
And it may have been more. I can't remember.
Al has a memory like a steel trap.
Yeah, but it also goes away when I have a little bit of whiskey. So, but
that tends to happen.
It may have been around the same price. It may have been around $73. But
yeah.
Honey, if you're listening, if you watch this later,
And that's the beauty.
We don't talk about the Fight Club.
That's right. What Fight Club?
Exactly.
Yeah. So market value. And I don't want to get into a totally different topic here and bore you to death, but this is where Scotch is beating the crap out of bourbon. The Scotch is available. It's not nearly as expensive when we're talking about, like age versus age. When you pound for pound, when you slug it out that way. And I love bourbon, I do. But it's getting so expensive and hard to find that I find myself slowly kind of going back to the Scotch side. That's not to say that you can't do both. Because my next bourbon purchase, I think, is going to be the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, which is like $17, and it's supposed to be just phenomenal. Yeah. So I think that's going to be another time, another series, another topic. But I think in closing, I would say the value proposition for these two whiskeys is fine. I would say that it's a fair market value. If you told me I paid $70 for either one of these, I'd say okay, that's
I think
fair.
it's fair.
Yeah,
I think it's fair.
To whereas like now, I went into the liquor store, 3 to 4 different liquor stores this week. Don't judge me.
Who would
and
do that?
Macallan 12, the sherry cask matured Macallan 12 was kind of my original go-to Scotch. And man, I'm not paying $100 for it. When I used to buy it, it was $54. Now I went to, well, I won't name names, but I went to a liquor store in West Little Rock that's really big and on Markham. It was $100, 99 something and change.
And
I'm not paying that.
Well, the thing about it is when you get down to it, it's only 750 milliliters.
I know.
And so
I mean, we're talking about whiskey.
you get into a couple of glasses.
I know.
Depending on your pour, I don't know what your pour is.
Yeah.
I know what my pour is.
Yeah.
And my pour is
I'm
a big gulp. So you know, I can get down into this bottle pretty quick. So when you start talking, $75, but it's very good.
So the Talisker 10, this one is 45.8 ABV.
This is the exact same.
Really?
The exact same.
Isn't that funny how the alcohol was different in each one? Okay, so I think that about wraps us up for today. Hey, if you don't mind, if you enjoy this content, if you like what we're doing at Casks-n-Que, I'm going to throw up a graphic right here just as a reminder to like, subscribe, and smash that bell. When you click the bell down there at the bottom right-hand corner, that'll notify you anytime I upload new content. Share this out. It really helps out my channel a lot. Also, as you can see, I have my fancy Casks-n-Que hoodie on. I sell those, so I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, so I can't put it in the little footer at the bottom. But if you go down into the description box below, I'll put a link to that as well. And this little cool hat I have, that's from a company here in Little Rock, Arkansas called Count Porcula. They're a really cool barbecue, you know, what do you call it? Craft.
Good people.
Yeah, craft barbecue. They're okay.
But they're good people.
That's not you crazy.
Maybe.
But anyway, that's where I got their hat. I'll put a link to their stuff down there too. And you might see them on our channel one day. So, Al, appreciate you, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. I want to come back.
We'll see.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, folks, that's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.